We have news. We have finally done it. We have beaten YouTube copyright rules. We had the idea to do watch-alongs of wrestling shows and commenting as the shows played, but YouTube enforces strict rules and will demonetize or completely block videos with copyrighted material, despite the Fair Use Act giving people a legal right to use copyrighted material for the purposes of commentary. But hey, it's YouTube's ballgame, and we gotta play by their rules if we want to be on their platform. So we've tried many ideas to work around this. Our overlay was very unpopular. Our viewers complained it was a struggle to fight through the chaos to see the content underneath. This one was even worse, as viewers described the overlay as making them strangely suicidal. But get this, we have figured a workaround to let you watch these videos clearly and for free. Here's the secret. Are you ready? Our solution is to put any third-party content real tiny over here in the corner. And you YouTube users are free to zoom in on any part of a video that you'd like. It's as easy as that. If you want an even clearer picture, you can go to your YouTube settings, go to Quality, Advanced, and change to 1080p. Voila! Freedom. Now we can enjoy our wrestling. Thank you for listening to the Malapert Smark Podcast.
Alright, so here's something from Saturday night, if you want something interesting that happened that we didn't see. This is the Macho Man. He's having a match. But he's lost his marbles, remember? So he's kind of going crazy.
I was there this past Saturday.
He never really had them. But
Yeah, I was about to say, like, did he ever?
Well, he's down to his last one because this NWO thing is driving him crazy, dude. Imagine a group of guys were just whooping your ass every week, dude. It's hard. So Miss Elizabeth has been kind of involved with him again. For some reason, she showed up on this Saturday night, although she's a member of the Four Horsemen, officially. Right. But she was married to him. They were together through the 80s on WWF television, very famously. Had a lot of storylines together. They had been separated in WCW, but I guess now that they're looking for ratings, they're going to pull this out, right? This is something you could pull out of your back pocket to use as something interesting, right, Vlad?
Sure.
So here comes Miss Elizabeth.
Same company.
Yes. Sorry to cut you off there. But yes, you might as well use it. I mean, if they're willing to do it, and if they're not, they don't hate each other to the point where they can't do business together. Macho Man kind of having a fit in the ring, and
Miss Elizabeth comes out. Now, keep in mind, Ric Flair and the Horsemen were not there that night. The Macho Man Randy Savage went literally berserk last week, and I talked about, as you heard the statement Eric made at the top of the program, how WCW was taking matters into its own hands. It's starting with this man who'll be going after Hulk Hogan at Slim Jim Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, and that worries me again. Savage, I mean, the fearless guy, he's got the guts. But look at him, throwing
he shouldn't be doing that. That's NWO low-life stuff to throw out the referee out of the ring.
If you can't funnel the energy,
okay, here comes Nick Patrick to tell him to stop this post-match beatdown.
Somebody had to stop Macho Man.
Yeah, someone to bring some control to this chaos. In this
program. You need a professional, fair referee. Nick Patrick's your man.
Yeah, so here we go.
Curtis, but I do condone this in many ways.
You can't condone this either.
And the fans really erupted when this happened, grabbing Nick Patrick, nailing Nick Patrick.
Oh, that's it. Macho Man's a heel now. He's a heel.
Ladies and gentlemen,
took a bump.
And he's strangling him. Was he strangling Nick Patrick?
Oh my God. Well, that was a pretty nice spot for fans who showed up to WCW Saturday night to get some back on the NWO at least, because it'd been all NWO domination, but some of those fans there got to cheer a little bit of a receipt for Macho Man getting back at Nick Patrick a little bit. But I think here comes, if I'm not wrong here, it's a Macho Man promo.
Cleveland, Ohio, a Monday Nitro welcome for the Macho Man.
Yes,
Randy
Mike Tenay
Savage
is out at the entrance ramp to interview the Macho Man, another Macho Man. Heard one last week. But this time it's after he got that horrible beatdown and spray paint on his bald spot, horrible humiliation.
Well, he's got the weight of the organization on his shoulders. He has to take the belt from Hogan. Or
Goofiest looking fans I've ever seen.
Hang on one
These
second.
guys, goobies, they look like regular people. Where the hell is Savage? Is he been beat up again?
Either.
Mike?
What's going on? I don't understand. Randy Savage in for an interview? I don't understand what's going on. We'll be back with more on Monday Nitro right after this. To shed some light on a confusing situation, I'm joined by Arn Anderson, woman and Miss Elizabeth.
We're backstage in the locker
Monday
room.
on Nitro, when the stars of World Championship Wrestling were away in Japan, the only Four Horsemen representative was Miss Elizabeth.
Liz, without being a little too brash, unless my memory is failing me, after War Games, didn't we all sit down? We realized you had a weak moment. Maybe some old feelings were dug up. We forgave you that because we've all made mistakes. Maybe we made a mistake that night stepping outside the Horsemen. Didn't we all sit down and have a meeting and decide that we've got to pull together stronger than ever? Now we got to go to Japan. Benoit, myself, Flair over there fighting for our lives with some stiff competition. We get home and what do we find out? You're out sightseeing. You're flying off on your own. We're either going to win or lose as a cohesive unit. Understand this. Let me have this say. We're going to win or lose as a cohesive unit. She's a horseman. You're a horseman. I'm a horseman. There is no gray area here. Do you
Miss Elizabeth is a horseman.
Understand what I'm saying?
Business is business, Liz, and you know this. The horsemen know where I stand. What were you doing out there?
It's
what
complicated.
were you doing? You were supposed to have time off. Rick's out over in Japan. Arn's over there. What were you doing there? You're not using your head, girl.
It's more complicated than you could know.
You're going back with your ex. What are you doing, girl?
No.
I don't know what to say. It's just
well, I know what to say. I got a big match.
Miss Elizabeth.
Don't worry, Arn Anderson has all the right words. Arn, take it away, baby.
Miss Elizabeth acting is just her like covering her face, like, oh, I don't know.
Well, she's very confused by this whole situation.
It's confusing, yeah. It's complicated.
Arn's over there. What were you doing there?
I don't know.
She's horrified. She doesn't know.
But that's her in every scene that I've seen in WWF or anything. She doesn't know what to do. She's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Well, she's not a natural actress.
She's overdoing it a little bit. Who was fighting Arn Anderson at Halloween Havoc? Lex Luger.
I think it's Lex Luger
versus Arn Anderson. So that's coming up. So Arn Anderson really believes they need to be a cohesive unit. He thinks woman and Miss Elizabeth are important members of the crew. They need to be on the same page.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Now either you're in or you're out. But if you're in, you're all the way in. There is no gray area. You better think about that long and hard.
Business is business.
Now let's go to the ring for more action
Woman's
on
all
Monday
about
Nitro.
business.
All right. Now wait a minute. Kelly's in the truck. We've got to get backstage. Problem.
Sorry, we got to describe what's going on. We're going backstage. We got woman, Miss Elizabeth, and Arn Anderson again.
Here. Time's running out.
We need to go.
Got a big match.
Doesn't want to go out there.
She has to make a decision. Is she all the way in or not? The match is right now. This is the time for the decision.
You're with us or you're not with us. Take your heart out of it. Put your head in it. Take your heart out. It doesn't belong in this. Will you get through the hurt?
What is the problem here? We got to take a break.
I don't know what happened to the Macho Man earlier in the day, too. He didn't show up for that interview. No-show.
Yeah, they got to go back to that. That had to be something.
Bobby, I'm going to support.
So it's Chris Jericho's
music. He's angry. He is really mad inside about this NWO situation.
Oh, Jericho.
Like you
this is the Lion part.
I guess it's a case where you certainly couldn't blame him after last Monday Nitro. And Chris Jericho, a young man who's really making a name for himself after just a couple of short weeks here in World Championship
Championship. A young man is making a name for himself.
On his way to the ring.
They didn't know 20 years later he'd be completely selling out the business like a jackass.
This makes me feel old. I have to be honest.
Here comes Four Horsemen music.
But I watched this live.
Bobby, did you have a chance during that interview? Arn Anderson basically laid down.
This is one of the great themes.
Is she with us or is she not with us as far as Miss Elizabeth is concerned?
Well, like Arn said, this is business. Get your heart out of it and put your head into it. This is where money's made. People's careers are on the line here. If she don't want to go out, then don't go out. Then go someplace else. Go get your hair done or your nails, or go do something.
I don't see her coming down to ringside at this point. I see Double A headed to the ring along with woman, but no sign yet of Miss Elizabeth.
That woman's all business, though. Look at her walking to the ring.
has thrown everybody in such
Purpose.
turmoil here. Nobody can think straight. Everybody's
she's
beside
awesome.
themselves. Eric Bischoff
She was
walked
awesome.
off to go do something else. He'd never leave.
Well, we understand right now backstage, Miss Elizabeth is leaving. She has her bag packed right now, and in her hand, but that could be, I don't know, paper, contract or something.
Not directions.
In her hand as she is walking towards our production truck. She has apparently seen enough here tonight, and she's walking out, Mike.
Very strange situation.
I guess she's
Very
leaving the
tense
Horsemen, huh?
backstage
She didn't go to the ring with Arn
prior
Anderson.
to the hour number 2 of Nitro.
Looks like it.
Hey, if she wants to go, let her go. I mean, there's more important things to do right now than wipe the tears out of her eyes.
Well, maybe she gave the Horsemen her answer that they asked for, Brain.
Well, maybe she did. I don't know. I'm sitting here with you. How do I know?
All right, here they go again.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Not anymore.
So I'm trying to explain to you.
Start over. Start over.
You really play your cards right.
Oh, Elizabeth.
If you look at the whole spectrum.
She's hanging out the NWO.
You'll see. You look at.
I thought she was going to go with Macho Man.
Listen to me. I don't have the acting ability. I have none. I've done 2 movies already.
You're good, brother. You're real good.
No, he is pretty
I did a
good.
movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You're really
Arnold!
You're really good.
I just did a movie last week. If you listen to him, see, this is our group. This is our thing. We take care of each other. That's the way we work. You know, there's no question. There's no. I don't need to understand. I'm telling you, you got to
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Tell her Hollywood.
Doesn't Miss Elizabeth want to be in the movies?
Let me straighten it out. This whole thing's a lot. Don't worry about it.
Why is she? Why is she torn by big ears?
Wait a minute, Vince. He's telling her with Marilyn Monroe means to Hollywood. Quiet.
Go ahead. See, in Hollywood and so on.
Quiet, Vince,
You want
not
Brad
now.
Pitt, I got you Brad Pitt. You want Kevin Costner, I got you Kevin Costner. I got a 3-movie deal out of the chute for you. In Hollywood, it's a lock. With Hollywood, it's a lock. It's etched in stone, and you know something? Macho Man, Halloween Havoc is going to be history.
You don't understand, Hook. I mean, everything's changed since the deal was made.
Kid. No, I do understand. I do understand. But it's not going to change. Bring up
That's it.
You understand? Yeah, you understand. We'll make it work. Don't worry. Hey.
You didn't even have to break a sweat.
You got to do a little Take care of it.
It doesn't get any better than this.
What do you got? Come on, open up, man.
Yeah, what do we got here? Didn't break a sweat.
Oh, you guys really shouldn't have.
What the? Isn't that a surprise party? Oh my God!
What the hell was it?
I got the U.S. everyone.
What the?
Wait, try and open it again.
Macho Man.
Go back in the box. You gotta be rubbing. You gotta be rubbing.
Please!
What are you doing? All right. What's the deal? I can't take it no more. Come on.
No,
What?
that's not what you think it is.
Know what I think? Know what I think it is?
All right. I gotta describe that a little bit, because for anybody who might have just been listening. So Miss Elizabeth was hanging out with the NWO at the hotel for some reason. And then she walked out. She listened to their pitch, walked out, and then the Macho Man ran to her in the hallway of the hotel room and is screaming at her, "You set me up. You set me up. You got to be ribbon. You got to be ribbon. So what is your deal? I can't take this anymore. Yeah, this is too much, man. This is too much." Okay, so that's the end of the show, Vlad. Oh, that was an episode of Nitro. That was a big roller coaster. But okay. Let's get some final thoughts.
It was kind of weird that why Miss Elizabeth would be with the NWO. I know she wanted to be with the Horsemen because she would have conflicting feelings for Macho Man. But then wouldn't being in the NWO be even worse?
I know. It's really confusing. And then what about him? What, did he see her on TV? That he was in their hotel room and then he ran over there real quick?
How did he know? Did he follow her? Did he follow her when she left the building? I don't know. Well, wait, he was never there in the first place, right? He was not there for his interview, so we don't know where he was at.
Yeah, it's kind of really screwy. A little bit of unexplained things in here, but...
Yeah, but
okay.
Overall, I enjoyed it. The ending was kind of interesting. I would have liked to see maybe Macho Man go into the hotel room maybe with like a weapon, and maybe that's how they end the episode. Like him going in there.
There was too many guys in there, man. Just all of the NWO. They would have threw him out the window.
Yeah, he would have gotten.
Well, no, I agree. There were too many guys. He would probably have been laid out again. But I'm just saying, I would have liked to see more action at the end. But overall, not bad. Pretty good. I mean, yeah, there's some questions logically about everything, but overall, I enjoyed the stuff with NWO and even with Elizabeth, and obviously the Macho Man's great.
All right, Robert, you want to give any thoughts about this episode to close our show today?
Yeah, it was a cool episode. That they still never explained why Macho Man was a no-show for the interview, so that was just something that just never got explained. I don't know if
we'll have to see what happens next week. If they explain it.
We'll see if there's.
I don't know.
They could just explain it that he was trying to get to the NWO's hotel and like.
Okay, so
that's why he wasn't there at the arena.
Yeah, I guess that could be an explanation. And so this coincidental timing that as he was coming in, Elizabeth was walking out. All right. But
yeah, maybe
I do agree with you too. Like they kind of ended in a cliffhanger where they didn't show what happened when Macho Man did go inside that hotel room. Like, did he get roughed up? I'm pretty sure that logically that's what would have happened, but they just didn't show it
with like 20 guys there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but other than that, it was still a cool show.
I don't think he went into that hotel room, but I think they were just trying to figure a way to mash the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth into a storyline together. It was kind of funny seeing her. Like, once you realize it's her sitting with the NWO, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, they got it her too. So I don't know what's going on with that. I guess we'll have to hear an explanation from Miss Elizabeth, which is probably going to be something like, I don't know.
No, it's too hard. You guys don't understand. It's all too confusing out there. You guys, it's really complicated. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it is because they made her a good offer, but, it is the NWO and stuff like that. So, okay. So the feud is going to be Hollywood Hogan and Macho Man. So they got to get Miss Elizabeth involved somehow to push on the emotional shoestrings a little bit of the people and of the Macho Man. Okay. I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well pull out all the stops. So I'm interested to see how this match ends and how this match goes. That's a pretty superstar feud. I'm sure they've done it before and they'll do it again. But still, every time Hogan and the Macho Man hook up, it's something to keep an eye on and see what happened there. So historically,
this has been good, right? The lead up to it has been pretty good. Like,
yes,
they've done a good job building this thing to their Halloween Havoc main event.